Hello, Pete here again and welcome to the vlog. Now today we're looking at a wonderful day called Nordic Winter. Now every time the new chapters are launched, of course we're launching chapter 3 now, which is our festive range, and always there's one die which I zero in on and I look at it and I think I'm going to do so much with this die. Well, this is the one, so watch the movie. Okay, here's the star of the show. This is Nordic Winter by Tim Holtz. I'm not sure if you can really see what it's all about, but once we cut into this, once you see what it can do, and not just what we're doing today, but going forward, I intend to use this quite a bit. So we'll pop it to one side, because first we're going to start by making our own backgrounds. You could just use any colour card really. Greys work particularly well, and ivories and reds, you know, if you're going for that Nordic look. But I'm starting off with a piece of ivory card and I'm going to colour it myself using some of these acrylics. We're using Deco Art, Winter Blue, Williamsburg Blue and Payne's Grey. Those are the three shades I'm using today. So I'll pop just a little bit. Now remember, as always, you can always add more. You can never take away. So we're going to go fairly easy. And notice how I'm flicking this. That ensures that I get coverage all across the brayer, not just in one place, repeating and repeating. And I'm going to go over like so. I'm going to flood this. I don't want perfect coverage. As I always say, I'm looking for imperfection. So there we are. So there's even a little bit of that ivory coming through there. So let's take all the colour off the brayer. Arguably, I could use a tad more. So let's put a little blob, not too much again. If you need to add it 3, 4, 5 times, it's much better than putting too much on in the first place. There we are, just fill some of those gaps. But again, I've still got the ivory coming through. So that's my first colour. That's the Winter Blue. Now we're moving on to Williamsburg Blue. It's a blue-grey. It's not really what we think of as a traditional blue. It's very bluey-grey. There we are, move across. And again, I'm flicking, back and forth, back and forth. There, now. Let's go over like so. There, you can see the two colours blending together. You can see I'm going to put more weight up towards the top because that's what I want to do. I want to get a gradation from top to bottom. And I want imperfection. Now, the last colour, Payne's Grey, very dark, very unforgiving. So we'll just start off with a little, and again, flicking back and two, getting it all onto my brayer. And then before we spread it out too much, I'll move. And because the paint remains on the brayer, we're getting a bit of texture in there as well. So we've gone from top to bottom with our 3 shades of blue. That's what I'm looking for. Heavy at the top, light at the base. So we've got another piece now. We're gonna use different colours. When we think of Nordic colours, we think of very much of the red and white. So I've got 3 shades here. One's almost like a coral pink. Then we've got brilliant red and alizarin crimson. So again, like with the blue, 3 different shades, but they're going to blend together beautifully on this ivory background. Let's start off. Always give them a good shake. Let's start off with this one now. We'll again roll that out. And this time we're going to almost flood that, but there's still some showing through. We're still getting that ivory showing through in places. I'll wipe most of that off. The reason being, I put too much on to begin with. There we are. So just get it off the brayer. And then I'll take my brilliant red. That's the next colour. This is our mid colour. again, attack that with my brayer. Let's flick it, and there. And we're starting to get the gradation. We're starting to get even a little bit of texture coming in here. There we are. And we'll go at the base as well. So we're just building that up slowly but surely. Drop more. There we have it, and finally the crimson, the darkest of the three colours. Again, same again, we'll spread that out, flicking to get even coverage over my brayer. And we'll start at the top and just move steadily downwards, even at the base, just a little bit. So that's it, like my blue, we've gone from dark to light. There's my red, there's my blue. Now it's time to bring in my big shot. Okay, today I'm going to be using my Foldaway machine. So I just click that into place, and we'll take the die, place it onto the cutting mat, and I'm going to put my background face down against the die like so. Have to be careful that it doesn't move too far out of register. So we get that in place, that's perfect. And we'll run it through. Now, that should cut beautifully first time, which is quite incredible considering the complexity of the die itself. And we'll push all these little shapes, come out easily, and the little shapes themselves I will be keeping to use again. And I'll take my craft knife and just lift that edge, being careful as I peel this away. So there's one, that's the blue. We'll see that better, or rather the effect it gives when we come to attach it to a different coloured card. So next up I'm going to take some walnut stain. This is quite a dark ink, and I'm just going to lightly touch it around these edges. That will help give it some contrast when I attach it to my project, which unsurprisingly is going to be a couple of lovely Scandi style cards. Let's just finish off around there, back around the top edge, and that's it, good to go. So we do that to the red and the blue, and this is the result that we get. Really glorious pattern, absolutely lovely. That brayer work makes all the difference. You can see I've just stuck a very simple greeting to the front there. And we have the blue card as well. So even though these are very simple, there's so much more that we can do with this die, and that's something that we're going to be looking at in a blog coming up very soon. There you go. Thanks very much once again for watching. We're going to be seeing a lot more from this die. In fact, I've already started doing a blog using the little pieces from the die rather than the outside. So make sure you check that out. But thanks again, and if you want any more inspiration or to find out more about Sizzix products, then go to sizzix.co.uk. Thank you.